Right. Hey there, I'm Miguel, and I guess I'm here to tell you a little bit about what makes me unique as a musician, what makes me unique as a drummer. The first thing I would say is that I'm a song drummer, and basically what that means is I play what's appropriate for the song, nothing more and nothing less. But it's mostly a mindset of putting the needs of the song first ahead of my needs as a drummer, which is something I had to learn over years of experience. I'm going to also include a link to a great video clip we put together that talks about my song drumming approach in a teaching context, but it's identical whether I'm playing or teaching. My aesthetic approach is song drumming, and that's what I teach, and that's what I do. So you have that link to check out a little bit more about the song drumming thing. And this has been an evolution. When I first started drumming out with bands, I was had a lot of fusion chops and overplayed. And then I discovered Steve Jordan on the David Letterman show. And then I started getting into groove. And the latest evolution is this song drumming thing. And one of the ways I talk about it to other musicians is it's sort of like I put my producer hat on. And that's not to say I make production decisions when I'm not hired to do that, but I put my producer hat on and try to do what's best for the song to make the song come across, right? And so that often means, playing really simple, straightforward parts. I play pop music, I play R&B and rock, and that's what works in the music that I play nine times out of 10. And the other thing is, it's a lot of tone and timbre, so it's not so much, play that beat, but it's the tone and timbre you get out of the instrument to play that beat. And I do that in two different ways. A lot of this music is driven by the tone and timbre of the snare drum, so I'll show you a bunch of different ways I get snare drum tones. And then also accessorizing, all the cool, some songs, all you need is the cool 60-note tambourine part in the chorus, and the whole thing lifts off. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I incorporate that not in a recording situation, but in a live situation. So talking about tones and timbre, since the tone and timbre of a snare drum can totally make or break a track. And so what I do is I have 12 different tones I can do with any drum. Well, actually, it's more than that because I have some drum machine sort of things I do. But it's basically 3 types of rim shots that are open, 3 types of rim shots that are muted, and I have no wallet on the snare. I'm going to put a wallet on the snare. You hear the difference. But these are some open rim shots, 3 different ways of doing it. That's an open shot with no muffling, no wallet. This is a muted shot, again with no muffling, and then you put the wallet on, my lovely wallet, and then you go through the same 3 again, and now you've got 12. Same 6 again. So the open, and then muted, and then so that's like 12. So wait, yeah, 12. And then I have this technique I got from Billy Ward where you put your right hand on the drum, and you can kind of do like a bit of a how do you say, drum machine thing. Okay, and then you can do rim shots on that. Anyway, so that's just an example of some of the things I try to do with tonings and timbres. Oh, I forgot my favorite. The favorite thing is what I call treatments, and these are basically drum heads that have been cut out of the rims, and you put them on the drum, and you get instant Al Jackson sound. So from that, with no head now. And then you can put 2 of them, double the fun, and just lowers the pitch. So it's just something fun to do. I do it a lot live. Anyway, it's really fun, and you can see like going from that drum machine to that last, sort of Eagles, Prince, Douge snare drum. There's an incredibly wide range of tones you can get for the backbeat for any given tune. The other thing I like to do is bringing in the percussion. And so I'm going to do the treatment on the floor tom. So you go from this to this. And then I've got you can't see it, but I've got a shaker on my left foot right next to the hi-hat. And so you can do like a Bo Diddley thing. I can be, 2 drummers at once. And then some of the other stuff I like doing is putting accessories in the ride hand, so it could be something like sort of mellow ballad. When you're just doing the shaker part, it could be attaching the shaker to the drumstick. Just to get, again, different tonalities and try to get some of those percussion cool overdubs from the record on to the live thing. And this is just a little tambourine thing. And, you know, just a different sound. Whoa, he hit the microphone stand. Different sound than doing this kind of thing. And, you know, what's interesting about all this stuff is, you know, I grew up playing in big percussion ensembles in school, you know, like marching band drum corps, you know, recently I've done West African and Brazilian, and I love playing with other drummers. And live, I love playing along with sequencers and other things because it's all this other cool stuff that's going on that makes the whole track come across when it's appropriate. Not all the bands are appropriate for that. And so I played in bands where they want that sequence, you know, maraca or tambourine thing, and I get it acoustically using these different tricks, you know, do tambourines with the foot. This shaker thing with the foot can be either a shaker or a tambourine. Anyway, it's very, very geeky, but this is the kind of stuff that I really love, that really excites me, is being creative in the studio, being creative, putting together parts to make the song come across. Again, with the producer hat on. Again, not making production decisions and being a jerk and getting in the way of the process, but thinking about what's going to make the whole song come across, as opposed to, hey, what would be a cool drum part for this? So I hope I explained that well. Just to sum it up, you know, I think of myself as a song drummer, which is basically you play what's appropriate for the song, nothing more, nothing less. And I try to think like a producer, what will put this song across? A lot of times in rock, pop, and R&B, that comes down to tones and timbres. And obviously you got to come up with the right part, but then that same part could sound like 12 different things based on the snare drum backbeat tone or whether or not you're covering any percussion, shaker, or tambourine stuff. And I think that's it. That was a lot. Oh boy. Hopefully this made sense. Thanks for checking it out. My name is Miguel Lyons-Cavazos, and remember, we don't work drums, we play drums. So have fun when you play the drum. Thanks.